So we come to Locomotion, where I'm trying to get the sign in there. We go Locomotion at Shildon.
One of us is going to enjoy this more than the other today, I'm thinking.
Tell, yeah. And there's me and you, and I also have my little brother with me. So yeah, it's going to be a cute little day out. We thought we'd come out for the day. So yeah, let's go and have a look at some trains and some engines. Yay.
I didn't appreciate just how important Shildon actually is to railway history. This is Locomotion 1, which had a trial run from Shildon the day before it pulled the world's first passenger train by steam. So many parts have been replaced, some through explosions, that nothing of the original locomotive remains, which is a shame. But this is why we're celebrating 200 years of train travel this year, and it's right here at Shildon. There are some impressive exhibits here, and one of the most imposing is this 1955 Deltic prototype. It was the world's most powerful of its type at the time. It was a twin diesel engine powering an electric generator producing 3,300 horsepower. That means it would take 3,300 horses to produce the same energy. 22 of these replaced 55 steam engines and ran on the East Coast Main Line. This locomotive pulled the Atlantic Coast Express, which ran in the 1950s to the early 1960s. It was a popular holiday route from London Waterloo to Devon and Cornwall. It also hauled Winston Churchill's funeral train in 1965. You can see why this one's called a Black 5. It was built for London, Midland and Scottish Railways in 1935 and numbered 5,000, the first in its series. It's from the same family as Hogwarts Express from Harry Potter, but it's not quite the same. If we were travelling by train, back in the day, we'd be travelling in this third class carriage. Train travel was for the wealthy, but by 1913, 96% of all rail journeys were taken by third class passengers in Britain. On the other end of the scale, Queen Alexandra's saloon was built in 1902. She was the wife of Edward VII. Other exhibits include this 1887 Hardwick Precedent Class 790, a horse-drawn fire engine from Gateshead, this 1961 underground mining locomotive from Ellington Colliery, and a handcrafted tile map which included lines that hadn't even been built.
So we just having a coffee and look at the scene and talking about the tables look where.
It fascinates me with that.
I am, look. So yeah, so we're just having a coffee. James had a jacket potato which cost a small fortune.
Thanks for buying that, by the way.
Yeah, you expect a little bit though, because it's free to get in. Well, donations.
Which I donated.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice day out.
Love the fact you can sit in.
And they're really comfortable.
Yeah, they are. Right, back around and do a bit more now. I've still got this first day cover celebrating 150 years of the Liverpool and Manchester Railway featuring Stephenson's rocket. The original has only been at Locomotion since 2023. It was built in Newcastle in 1829, and although it was not the first steam locomotive, it was the most advanced of its day, and it became the template for most steam engines in the following years. They've even got a more familiar looking replica in its yellow. If you're looking for something more modern, this is the fastest diesel locomotive on the planet. This preserved example broke the record at 148.5 miles an hour. There are still 100 of these in use along with other advanced passenger trains. What's that next to it, I hear you cry? Well, it's a prototype rail bus developed in Derby with Leyland. It didn't run for very long. It wasn't very popular. It was really drafty. Outside of the main hall, you can take a walk down to the coal drop. A train would run alongside with train wagons emptying their coal from above. You can also visit Soho House, which is where locomotive engineer Timothy Hackworth lived as the first superintendent of the Stockton and Darlington Railway. In the new hall, there are some more functional exhibits, including this impressive snowplough. The closest we got to having some connection was this steam crane, which was made by Thomas Smith, Stuart's middle and last name. No, that's not my connection. This wagon was used by Stanton Ironworks in Ilkeston, near Nottingham. Close to Nottingham, I guess. And it turns out I'm older than this rusty looking item built here in Shildon in 1973. Over to James.
You know that tanks back in the old days had genders. Male tanks were the ones that had the cannons on them, and female ones were the ones that had the minigun turrets.
Unfortunately, we missed the Flying Scotsman leaving for Nene Valley Railway, but it's back in the summer. Keep an eye out for the dates on the National Railway Museum's website. Well, we all got fooled here. 20p in the slot. And yep, nothing.
It's still not doing anything. Does it not work? I just put 10p in a donation box instead.
Oh well, it didn't matter. I was more enthused by seeing Locomotion 1 at its rightful place in Shildon, the birthplace of the passenger railway 200 years ago, and seeing that rocket in person. Amazing.